all those good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I'm back. That's right. Full effect. Better than ever. But let me check and make sure that the notifications is back. Let's see. Okay, so far, nothing. All right, I'm hoping y'all got a notification. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1. All right, come on. Where's the notifications? People said, amen. All right. That means people are able to hear me and see me. I'm assuming. There we go. Okay, I'll play with that a little bit. All right, I'm still not getting a notification for myself. There we go. Yep, there it is. Okay, got one. All right, so yeah, as you can see, I'm back. Yesterday, I was not here. Unfortunately, they tried to work me to death. We had some call-offs, and I ended up having to work 4 different jobs in several different states. Didn't get off until 7:30. Yeah, it was a long one. And I came home and I said, you know what I'm doing? Going to sleep. That's what I'm do. Go to sleep. So it was a long one yesterday, and I managed to possibly, get off a little early. Somebody said, stop lying. What? Mike, I'm lying? No, for real, man. They worked me to death, man. They worked me to death. I guess you're talking about me. I mean, hoping But yeah, it was a long one. But I hate to miss. I really do. I hate to miss days when it comes down to the show because, this right here, first of all, it's fun for me. And, two, because I don't have a lot of time to upload a lot of different small, short clips, I get to kind of sum it all up in one long live stream, and I have fun while I'm doing it. So anyway, with that being said, no more excuses. I'm here now, and we need to make up for lost time. Somebody said, I just got back from the hospital. I hope you're okay. Hope everything is okay. Yes, indeed. Now, with that being said, since y'all can hear me, let's go ahead. Let's not tarry and prolong the hour. Let's get busy because we got some hilarious stuff tonight to talk about. LA in the crib. That's what I'm talking about. Out there in California. Keep it moving. Say what? My chest is like real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some jeans in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. Gorillas in here. That's right. Hey, and not only was it a long day, but I bust my mouth, y'all. Bust my lip wide open. And I ain't feel like talking yesterday. Yeah, and then carrying drywall. All of a sudden it got jammed up, somehow smacked me in the mouth. Almost judo chopped the whole board in half, man. I was like, hey, boy, you ever hurt yourself and can't get mad at nobody else but you? You're like, you stub your toe, and you want to blame it on somebody else. You want to get mad, but you can't do it. It was all you. All you, man. And that's how it was with that drywall. I was like this. I'm waiting for the blood. You be like, oh, there it is. That's the taste of blood. So, yeah, my lips are busted. Lucky it's on the inside, so y'all don't have to be subjected to it. But anyway, it was a rough day. But it's all over with now. Things are going to get better as we enjoy some liberal tears tonight. Okay. Along with some craziness, the normal stuff, the lying, the manipulating, the overreactions and all of the stuff that we're used to every single day that brings us joy, but keeps us informed. So with that being said, don't forget, I do have a Kevin's Corner store you can check out and purchase some stuff if you like. And also, you can text MAGA to this number, 330-974-4607, where you can stay connected to me just in case I miss more than about 2 or 3 days. Then you get concerned, see. And then if you want to not subscribe, but if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can through my Cash App and my PayPal. The links are below the video. Now, with that being said, let's get busy because we're about to say farewell, y'all, to somebody who was one of the biggest propagandists of all time. And I'm talking about the man who coined fake news, Jim DaCosta. He's leaving, y'all. And you know why he's leaving? Because Jim DaCosta got coached into quitting. That's why he's leaving. He got coached into quitting. I'm going to tell you why.
Just wanted to end today's show by thanking all of the wonderful people who work behind the scenes at this network. You may have seen some reports about me and this show. And after giving all of this some careful consideration and weighing an alternative time slot CNN offered me, I've decided to move on.
No, you didn't. You got booted out. They coached you to quit. See, I had a boss who knew how to do that. Yeah, when I was a principal, the guy who owned the school, he was like, look, if you get a bad employee, you got to learn how to coach him to quit. Just make life unbearable, embarrassing. That we're going to put you in the classroom with all the rough kids, the ones who like to throw things. And you know what? I just think that'll be a better fit for you. Well, wait a minute. Why can't I just stay in the class? Hey, it's either that or, you can always walk away. You can always walk away. Well, I think I'll just go ahead and walk away. You made the decision. Trump's doing the same thing right now with the federal government. All those folks who's chilling at the crib talking about man, I can't believe we got to actually get up and go back into the office. Hey, you don't have to. Look, tell you what, if you guys want to, you could take the buyout, get you about 8 months of salary, medical covered, walk away with some cheese in your pocket, or you can bring your butt back into the office and let those get in there and find out you ain't been doing nothing anyway. And then you get fired with none of those benefits. And I guarantee you a whole heap of them going to be like, we got coached to quit, didn't we? Okay, let's take the money and get out of here. So Jim Acosta knew that this right here was the telltale sign. Maybe they just didn't have to go nasty and just say, Jim, you're fired. You suck. You're too radical. You're too much of a Trump hater. But what they did is put him on the midnight shift, the graveyard shift, y'all. Beautifully done, y'all. That's right. Probably japped him up too. Jim, we got just the job for you. Something special. Something special. Really? Yeah, absolutely. Only Jim can do it. Yes, we're thinking that we're going to put you on the midnight shift. Well, that don't seem too special. What are you talking about, Jim? You're the best midnight guy we have. Yeah, and this guy decided he going to quit. Now, in the midst of quitting, he's giving us a farewell speech that he thinks is going to be inspiring to all the people and stuff like that. But this guy's done, okay? All of these folks on these fake networks that's failing, when they leave, they're done. Nobody is going to be watching their independent channel. And what happened is his pride got to him. Now, I don't know about you, but if all I got to do to make a living is spread fake news, get up there and hate on Donald Trump, I'm thinking to myself, 12 o'clock, I'd ride that train until the wheels fall off. But see, this is what arrogance and pride do. I'd be up there 12 o'clock at night, nodding off and everything. All right, everybody. So, I think upcoming next, what do we got in the news? Sorry, something happened over. Yeah, that's, Anyway, let's go to the next, until they fire me. But I would have milked that bad boy, but not Jim. Too much pride.
I am grateful to CNN for the nearly 18 years I've spent here doing the news.
It's fake news. That's a lot of fake news. That's a long time of lying. Boy, that guy got a timeline of lying. 18 years of lying.
People often ask me if the highlight of my career at CNN was at the White House covering Donald Trump.
It was for everybody else. Maybe not you, but it was, especially when he said, because you are fake news. That's the highlight. That's what you'll be remembered for, Jim DaCosta. But according to him, it was this.
Actually, no. That moment came here when I covered former President Barack Obama's trip to Cuba in 2016 and had the chance to question the dictator there, Raul Castro, about the island's political prisoners.
Yeah.
As the son of a Cuban refugee, I took home this lesson. It is never a good time to bow down to a tyrant.
Oh, God. See? Still going out with Trump derangement syndrome. Now, we know he's probably throwing a jab at Trump, trying to maybe suggest that, you know what, I wouldn't bend the knee. I'm a hero. I stood my ground and I'm paying a price for it. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys some words of inspiration on the way out. And it didn't land. I'm sitting there listening to this like, what? What is he talking about?
I've always believed it's the job of the press to hold power to account. I've always tried to do that here at CNN. What? And I plan on doing all of that in the future.
No, you're done, Jim.
One final message.
What?
Don't give in to the lies.
What lies? Your lies? Your lies? That's why you're getting fired. It's because of your lies. There you go. He's not even realizing it. Talking about don't give in to the lies. He's the master of lies. Unbelievable, this guy. Don't give in to the lies. My final message.
Don't give in to the fear. Hold on to the truth and to hope.
Now, what application are you talking about, Jim? Because, see, we didn't give in to the lies of the fake news, and that's why Trump won. We didn't give in to Donald Trump's that wants a bloodbath. Donald Trump never disavowed the white supremacist. Donald Trump, he's killing fish. Donald Trump's a Russian agent. We never gave in to that, okay? And that's why Trump won again. But here you are trying to drop your last minute speech, I guess to inspire the 3 or 4 people that's still watching CNN to hang on and stay in the fight. That's right. Hold on to your crazy Trump derangement syndrome. Now, we know who he is referring to, but isn't it odd that he says this as if the majority of Americans are still in the fight? They're the resistance. When in reality, everybody is going, Trump's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. So what are you talking about? Don't give in to the lies. Resist and all of that. And I'm saying, Jim, right now you're spitting into the wind, buddy. It's over.
Even if you have to get out your phone, record that message.
Yeah, we're going to do that right away.
The lies.
Jim Acosta inspired me. Kevin, whatever you do, remember, don't give in to the lies. I'm going to watch this every day to inspire me and remind me to stay in the fight. Because Jim Acosta said it. Jim wants to start a movement, y'all. He wants people to get on TikTok like, this is my final declaration. I'm not going to give in to the lies, according to Jim Acosta. Nobody did it.
I will not give in to the fear. Post it on your social media.
Yeah.
So people can hear from you too.
And laugh at you. Just like we're laughing at you, Jim. Just like we're laughing at you. And watch this, y'all. I guess he thought after he dropped this little statement out there that everybody was going to be busted up and would be quick to follow him like, oh, man, like Tucker. See, when they cut Tucker loose, everybody was waiting for Tucker to go to another platform. We was like, where you going? Where you going, Tucker? We'll follow you. But Jim, listen to this.
I'll have more to say about my plans in the coming days, but until then, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. It has been an honor to be welcomed into your home for all these years. That's the news. Reporting from Washington, I'm Jim Acosta.
Peace. But wait a minute.
Hey guys, it's Jim. And let me just say this, I've had quite the day. But as you can see...
Wait a minute. Didn't you say in the next couple of days? Let me understand this. You got fired, went straight home. You didn't give it no time to marinate. Talking about you'll be hearing from me in the next couple of days. Hey, you're like that guy who's blowing a girl up on the phone. And you're sitting there, called her 3 or 4 times, you finally get her on the phone. She gives you about an hour and a half, 2 hours of talk time. Then you're like, all right, I'll call you in a day or so, a couple of days. 20 minutes later, hey, I was just thinking about you. You know what? And she's like, I just talked to you. All right. Hey, how about you back off? Give us a little time, but not Jim. Yeah, he couldn't wait. So my man came straight home, got right on the internet. Hey, guys, it's Jim. I'm back.
Earlier today, this was my last day at CNN, and I did want to jump on Substack Live here for a moment and say, welcome to my new venture. I'm going independent, at least for now. This is just the beginning, but I wanted to invite you to join me here on this platform as we talk about the day's news, talk about politics, and so on. And I do want to, and just in case you missed my closing message.
Yeah, because nobody was watching. There it is. Nobody was watching. And here's the crazy part about this whole attempt. First of all, you got to have the juice to do what we do. I mean, they try to mock us and downplay all the YouTubers and independent journalists, but we build our stuff from the ground up. Grassroots, man. We ain't got, a studio and all of that stuff backing us and going to fight for us on YouTube and talking about we are a recognized news station. You need to put our stuff towards the top and all of that. Nobody is sitting back waiting to see the next move of Jim Acosta, because now he's going to be completely off the leash and he's going to be spreading just as much propaganda as his buddy Don Lemon, who suffered the same fate. But here he is, guys. He's bugging us now. He's bugging us. Hey, guys, just want you to know I'm still alive. You're welcome to follow me right here. Nobody's going to do it. No, nobody.
Earlier in the day, don't give in to the lies.
Don't give in to the lies.
Don't give in to fear. Hold on to the truth.
What? Just blanket statements that sounds what? Encouraging, inspirational. What are you talking about, Jim? See, he ain't coming out and being specific. Just saying stuff, hoping that he sweeps up a lot of gullible viewers who are going to fill in the blanks of all of that. He's probably talking about Trump and all of his lies and all of the fear that they're causing, which we're going to see. Some of the people that this stuff is working on. So speaking of lies, y'all.
And hope. And we'll keep this conversation going. Great to see all of you here. We'll talk some more soon.
Yeah, I won't be subscribing to that. So speaking of lies, check this out.
The first time that Elon Musk decides to declare that globalist Jews are responsible for the great replacement of brown people into the United States.
Now I already know what's coming, guys. It's time for some Hitler. That's right. They warm it up for some more Third Reich. Oh boy. Now, the obsession with Hitler, the obsession with Nazis, they love him. They love him. And it's so crazy that they're trying to force this narrative in 2025. You would think, like, good grief. Or do y'all think, well, there are some people out there, I guess, that is that dumb. But to try to label somebody a Nazi, Elon Musk, been in the public's eye all this time. This man could have been practicing all this Nazism, but he ain't never been accused of being one. No. Okay. So now all of a sudden he starts supporting Trump. He's sticking a dagger in y'all diabolical scheme to go after freedom of speech, took away y'all toy, and dedicated some resources to beating dang on chameleon Kamala Harris. And now y'all are trying to shove this narrative that is ridiculous that he's a Nazi. And yeah, they better be careful because it's not the old school days where you just take it lying down. Somebody, according to Scott, might get a lawsuit for calling folks Nazis. Watch this, y'all.
Maybe it was a misunderstanding. You know, the second time he said that Jews are pushing hatred against white people, that's a quote. You know, that was a little iffy by the
But then he did this.
I think he kind of loses the benefit of the doubt to be not accused of playing footsie with these Nazis. I'm not saying he's a Nazi, I'm saying the Nazis think he's a Nazi, which they very clearly did at this event.
I am Adolf Hitler, commander of the Third Reich. Little known fact, also 2 points in my...
Yep, there it is. That's where it's at. I mean, they are crazy with this mess. Nazis. So now Elon Hitler, I am Hitler. So now she's just recklessly throwing that out there. And I'm saying to myself, you might want to be careful calling people that. Okay, there are some things that you just gotta watch out. I mean, you just can't be slinging that out there, especially when there's contrary evidence of this. Elon interacts with black folks, Jews, all of these people. Why are they shoving these narratives that are so contrary to so many things? Nobody's a part-time Nazi. Nobody's a part-time racist. All of the stuff they used to say, Donald Trump's a white supremacist that hangs out with Mike Tyson, you know, was hanging out with Jesse Jackson, hanging out with Al Sharpton back then when they all wanted money and stuff. Yeah, there you go. Dating black women. Yeah, but he was a white supremacist. He just was a selective white supremacist. He would set all of that white supremacy aside periodically to give money away to black folks and help them and stuff like that and give them loans and things like that. But then, you know what I'm saying? He go right back to his white supremacy. Same thing with Elon. You know, and all of a sudden and they don't even pause for a second to say, man, you know, maybe when I call somebody something this foul, I might receive a defamation suit. I just might. There's some things you call people that you say that could damage me. You do understand that. All of the names they were calling Trump for all of these years damaged his brand. They better be lucky he didn't start slapping them with lawsuits the whole way around. But nope, they just get on there and they get all caught up in all of that, you know, propaganda, and their buddies be on there encouraging them, and they get caught up and just go too far. So now she's talking about, you know, he did all of this and all of that, and Scott's going to give her a warning that she needs to heed.
These words were not said in a vacuum. As you pointed out, the leaders of AFD have embraced, in many cases, the Nazi heritage. They have,
in many cases. What does that mean? Because they're nationalists. They love the country. They're not going to be walking around like y'all trying to make people walk around here in the U.S. feeling ashamed of the U.S. And making sure that everybody's walking around like, if I'm white, I can't love America. It's my people. What they were responsible for all the atrocities. If I'm black, I'm walking around here, can't love my country. Mad that somehow slavery still is impacting me in 2025. And every time I look over my shoulder, some white supremacy is lurking. There's some white supremacy. There's some systemic racism is working. And I'm saying, interesting. Hold on for a second. Y'all just reminded me. Somebody said, Buff, I didn't put on yeah, there we go. Put that Wi-Fi on. Make sure. Put the Wi-Fi on him. All right, make sure. Let me let that marinate. So anyway, they're getting high on Nazism, and Scott's going to have to give her a wake-up call.
Wanted to take down the Holocaust Memorial in Berlin, saying it is inappropriate to recognize this horrific chapter in Germany. And I just think it's horrific. I don't understand why this guy keeps getting the benefit of the doubt. Or not keep believing.
The benefit of the doubt. So you got years of, him being in the public eye, with no references or anything to him being a Nazi. And now all of a sudden in the last month, this dude now is a full-blown Nazi. And she's talking about, why is he getting the benefit of the doubt? So you got, I don't know how old Elon is, probably 50-something. You got all these years of no Nazism. And then all of a sudden y'all come out, you see him do this. All you had to do is listen to what he said. But for whatever reason, you rather interpret it as him giving, the salute to Hitler or something like that. That's what you'd rather interpret it as. And then any group that believes or loves their country and is not given in to globalism and all of this mess and DEI and all that stuff, all of a sudden they're far-right extremists. By saying anything that doesn't fit these crazy woke folk narratives, then all of a sudden you're far-right too. And if anybody speaks to you, anybody says, hey, you know what? You guys can be proud of your country and this and this and that. You don't have to walk around with your head in the mud forever. Then you must support Nazism. This is crazy, and she deserves this next statement.
You
didn't even mention the
Look at her
jokes he was making on Twitter that actually got.
He's been given so many chances
about it.
So many chances.
I was hearing a lot of sighing, Scott.
Look at Scott. We've moved on from Trump derangement syndrome to Elon derangement syndrome.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to defend the Germans get to?
There it is. Always. I'm sorry. You want to defend? Well, you must be a Nazi too, Scott. Are you a Nazi? Are you a Nazi? You see how the left operates? See, they don't operate in logic, rationale, any type of facts or anything, common sense. As soon as you bring any type of disagreement or logic to the argument, it's you support the worst possible thing. So they come up with the craziest possible scenario to label somebody. And when you bring some common sense to it, all of a sudden, instead of you saying, yeah, you know what, that does make sense. Or maybe that does. Instead, it's, well, you support that. Like the girl who I told y'all about, if you watch my show, I used to call her best in the world. She was an amazing salsa dancer. And when Trump ran in 2016 and they came out all of a sudden with like 12 women after that debate with Hillary talking about, yeah, I'm a victim too. And she's talking about, if you support him, then you support the R word. And I'm going, so wait a minute. Just because I'm not impulsive and able to be manipulated, and I'm able to come and bring some common sense to this and say, so wait, they have a debate one day. Anderson Pooper kept asking Trump, you sure you never did what you said on that Hollywood Access tape? Are you saying you've never done any of that stuff on the Hollywood? And Trump says, no. And he goes, thank you. Let's move on. And just so happened the next morning, 12 different women from wherever they came from all was brought together mysteriously to give a press conference about all this stuff Donald Trump did. All this stuff Donald Trump did. And we've never heard of this ever until he ran against Hillary. Now, I don't have the right to show some pause. So, and they do this because this is what they hope. They don't want people to stop and say, that seems suspicious. They want people to react emotionally like this woman right here. So now she want to shame Scott by saying, I'm sorry. I thought, well, do you must support this? You see the stupidity that they try to use? Unbelievable. Somebody said, hey, Kev, you're my favorite. Thank you so much.
Let me let him finish, Catherine.
I love this game we play where you talk for 2 minutes, I talk for 3 seconds, and you freak out.
Dear Scott.
So he has a long record of supporting the Jewish people, number one. Number
But that
two,
don't count. That don't count because, see, he set that aside during that time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just turns his Nazism on and off when it's convenient. See, that's how that works.
anybody who is asserting this thing he did on the stage the other day was which I just heard you say, lawyer up maybe, because absolute ridiculous.
Thank you. That's what she needs to hear, and that's what a lot of them need to hear. They need to start thinking before they say certain stuff. You know what he said. You know what? I just saw somebody get sued for that. Maybe I better go ahead and choose my words wisely, because you're slandering people. That's what you're doing. You are toying around with their reputation, and you're turning people against them based off of lies. It's that simple. And so Elon responded to Scott saying that, like, interesting. That's a thought. Just putting it out there. I don't know. If I got lawyers like Elon, I might say, okay, you want to pretend I'm a Nazi? Yeah, we'll see you in court. Have you prove that? So now, let's move on to some more lies, y'all, because Donald Trump done shut down the government because he don't want to pay all of the people and stuff like that, and healthcare and everything like that. Not dealing with, us figuring out where all this wasteful money's going. That's not why he's doing it. Yeah, he did it because he wants to destroy people's lives and just see people hurting and broke. Now, this right here, once again, you apply some logic to this. Donald Trump prides himself in making sure he's popular with the people based on how the government's running and how the economy is doing and how the people have their resources and their needs met. But now you want us to believe that Donald Trump put a spending hold on to do what?
Tracy. Well, Darlene, things like disaster relief aid, education, and transportation funding are all on the table. The Senate's top Democrat says President Trump's move to suspend these federal payments blatantly disobeys the law. In an internal White House memo obtained by NBC News from a source, the White House Office of Management and Budget announced that all federal agencies would be forced to suspend financial assistance payments, with the exception of Social Security and Medicare. Now, that same memo says this is a pause that would be temporary and would allow the Trump administration time to determine the best uses of funding that's consistent with the president's priority.
So temporary, right? Not going in and saying, you know what? I'm going to stop payments for old ladies getting their medicine. Yes, right. And the old people is getting fed and stuff like that. But what he is going to do is stop $50 million from going over to, where is it, Palestine, for condoms. Things like that. That's enough for anybody to say, whoa. Where's this money going? Where's that? Give me a second. Don't try to catch me all befuddled and just say, just send the money out. Hurry up. I got to be out there. No. Just give me a day or two. Let's go through this. Because, see, in the midst of chaos and all of that and hysteria and panic and propaganda, I might send some money off to some place who shouldn't be getting it. We don't want to be sending money off to the World Health Organization and places like that. But now they're going to pretend that everybody's going to die now because Donald Trump put a hold on the spending.
Are not okay with you destroying everything. And when I say everything, it's not just going to be black folk. It's not just going to be brown folk. It's going to be rural white folk as well.
Now, do you see this super ghetto fabulous chick who, for whatever reason, they're starting to stick out there to represent, I guess, the Democrat Party? Great. Keep sending her out there. Okay. Send these type of folks out there to support y'all with those big old fat glasses sitting on your face. Eyelashes pressed up against the inner lens. I'm surprised we can see your eyes because of all of those eyelashes probably balled up in there, covering your eyes up. But nonetheless, here she is now pushing her Democrat talking points and propaganda. And guess what else? Racism somehow. So let's hear her take on it.
So if y'all don't come together and understand we need to organize for the midterms right now, or at least yesterday, then we are going to continue to go down this road.
You mean go down the road of common sense and making sure we're not spending recklessly? So now they're going to try to go ahead and encourage folks to rally up, posse up. They don't realize how unpopular they are right now as the Democrat Party. And they keep sticking folks out like this to talk to the people. Now, she's not encouraging nobody. Nobody, man. But let's finish hearing her rally the troops for the midterms.
So right now, all I can tell you is that we don't have the numbers.
Good.
Right now, I know everybody is panicking. I know everyone is upset, and I completely understand.
Who's upset? Maybe all of these bootleg organizations that's been mooching off the system from the Democrats just giving money out with no accountability. You know, maybe they're upset. Maybe the folks just like, now, wait a minute, y'all been paying us to relocate all of these illegal immigrants. When is the money coming? They're sitting right here in the back. What do you want us to do with them now? Yeah. See, it could be things like that. But regular folks aren't affected by this. So let's continue watching her rally the troops.
All I can tell you
is
that hopefully we will have some judges, whether they are Democrats or Republican appointees, that will follow the law. This is very simple. What he is doing is lawless. He is lawless.
So the lawless party is now talking about following the law and the Constitution. As they blew through the Constitution and all kind of laws for the last 8 years and beyond. But now all of a sudden she's talking about Trump's lawless. No, he has the right to do that. Okay, and go ahead and challenge it. But still, he got the right to do it.
And y'all decided that y'all wanted a thug in chief. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what we got. We got somebody that shows y'all he don't have no respect for the law.
Yeah. Shows y'all you ain't got no respect for the law. The guy who, sent those illegal immigrants back? And that guy's talking about we ain't taking them. Oh, you're not? Okay. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right there. Send. A couple minutes later, I'll be happy to take them back. This guy, the thug in chief. Look what the thug in chief is doing. He's getting it done. Yeah, give me the thug in chief. Okay. All right. So, but let's finish hearing ghetto super fly woman right here. What is she going to church with all that black on? Let's continue. Here we go.
He will continue to violate the law. He is violating the law. We will see if judges will continue to enable him to violate the law. I am sorry, y'all. Stop.
She just gonna say stuff. Violating the law, violating the Constitution. Relying on not having to support her claims, not having to reference what laws he's breaking, not having to explain, all the intricate details of these accusations and just throwing it all in there together. Everybody's going to suffer. Nobody's going to get their money. See, that's what she wants everybody to think.
Letting them divide you over things like trans folk, because guess what?
Oh, now see, yes, yeah, you're right. That's right. We support this Democrat right here. Don't let him divide us because of transphobia. Yeah. All of you Democrats keep pushing that. That's what we want. Yeah, send her out there to talk about this garbage that ain't nobody feeling right now. So now she's talking about that. So she really thinks this is going to make people reconsider their support for Trump. And in reality, because they support all of this crap, this is one of the issues that made them go, man, Democrats, though, especially if you're a man, if you are a straight man, you got to be nuts to be talking about I'm a Democrat. Man, I would change my affiliation so quick. I'm like, dude, it ain't cool to be a Democrat. Every time they get on TV, they either got angry women who's out here, leading the party, the biggest mouths, or they're pushing all of this garbage that ain't got nothing to do with men. But here she is.
Everybody that got upset about the trans folk, listen, that's now impacting whether or not you have food, or everybody that was convinced that the immigrants were taking the black jobs, so to speak. But now we got people that aren't showing up to the farms. And now we have record prices when it comes to eggs.
No, that's because Biden allowed the chickens to be killed. That's why we got a shortage of eggs right about now. Yeah, but she's not going to tell you that. She's just making you think everything's collapsing under Trump within 5 days, within 6 days or so. Yeah, that's what she wants you to believe.
And now he wants to say, you know what, CDC, you're not allowed to send out information about things such as COVID-19.
Good, yeah. All those lies that y'all sent out, CDC, all the censorship that came from that mess. Yeah, we don't want to hear nothing from y'all talking about kids are at risk. They need to stay home, vaccine the kids, vaccine newborn babies, all of that mess. Yeah, no more lies. Recommending that folks have to get vaccinated on their job. No explanation. No explanation. Just long as the job has 100 or more. 100 or more people, then they need to get vaxxed. However, for some reason, COVID stops at 99. All right, they only got 99. All right, we're not going to spread anything in here, okay? But once they hit 100, we're going to light this place up.
19 or FDA, you're not allowed to warn of the things that are going on in our food supply. Literally, people will die if we don't come.
There it is. She went straight to the top. The ultimates, you don't get no more scarier than that. She exhausted all of it. She ain't say you're gonna starve. People gonna get sick. Where do you go after death? You done maxed out your fear. Literally, people are gonna die if you don't. You're like, wow. Well, where do you go from there? You can't get worse than death. Jeez. So this is the Democrat Party right about now, y'all. Literally. I'm not gonna tell you how, but literally, people are gonna die every day. People are gonna die. But yet here she's talking about gonna die because of the stuff you just said. How are you gonna prove that? But nonetheless, she don't care. And somebody out there's falling for it. But let's continue, though. All right?
Come together.
Yeah, man. So, speaking of men, it appears that a new poll came out. The Democrats are stinking it up because real MAGA men don't vote Dem. They don't vote Dem. So they're losing men even after the election. Check it out. Oh, yeah. I'm loving it. Why is it that Republicans, the women, the female Republicans, they seem so much more classier than the Democrat women over there? I mean, more well-spoken, their thought process, their arguments, the issues that they deal with, you know, no grandstanding per se. You know, now they're tough, but they're not like this. These women, man, they just come across as, you know what, I'm gonna try to berate you, and don't be trying to interrupt me, and don't mansplain me, and yes or no, and this and nobody likes that. If you are a not even an alpha male, if you're just a man, a regular straight man, you would see the way they are attacking him right there and just go, ooh, I don't, for some reason, that reminds me of maybe somebody I dated in my life that don't know how to watch the tone when they're talking to me. Somebody I've dated in my life that don't know the difference between big problems and little problems, and every problem's the same. And every day I come home or I see her, I'm going into a counseling session, or I'm going to get the, you know what, you never do it. Nobody likes that. That is not a good look. You know, that sends a mental message to a lot of men. It goes, I could feel what Pete was feeling right there. You know, and the sad part is their men act like that too. I mean, this is ridiculous. That's why their men look soft. That's why real men go, I don't know if I can associate with these Democrat dudes over there in the House. So now look at this, guys. How Democrats lost the male vote.
Gee, I wonder why men are fleeing the Democrat Party in droves.
Yeah. Oh, well, look at this. All right, let me see. I got to try to read this backwards here because the internets and stuff got me all twisted up. So give me a second here. What does that say? In the Quinnipiac, what is it? Quinnipiac. Oh, there we go. All right, I can see it now. All right. Only 22% of men in America have a positive impression of the Democrat Party. Only 22%, y'all. Can you believe that? I mean, do you understand how bad that is? I mean, the Democrats lost men in every category except for black men. And even in that category, The Republicans won 21% support from black men. That's a lot for the brothers. I mean, it used to be somewhere back in the day around 3 or 4% or something like that. 21% and counting. Those numbers are going up. And imagine if Trump and his cabinet do a wonderful job for these next two, where people see the change and nobody gets bamboozled by the lady with the long lashes talking crap, and let them get the House or the Senate. We keep the table going, keep running the table. After 4 years of success, making America great, the golden age, I don't see how the Democrat Party is going to be able to recover within 4 years when they're sending out people like that chick whining. They're attacking folks during the meetings. They're talking about transgender rights and stuff, racism, and mess like that. I don't see how they're going to recover. But that's their style. They're stuck on stupid, and they're going to continue to try.
It's going to be hard for them to get talent because they're so uncool right now. Like, I don't know anybody, I don't know one man above like 5'9" that says they're a Democrat.
Oh, my. So look who's sitting there. You see that guy right there? Charlemagne, insane in the brain. See, this is what needs to start happening. This guy right here is a comedian, I guess. He's very vulgar with it and stuff like that. But nonetheless, at the same time, I'm thinking, yeah, come to think about it, I don't either. And right about now, nobody's coming up to me like, yo, dog, you see what them Dems did? You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking them. Nobody's doing that. Everybody's starting to look at these guys over there going, you a Democrat man? Even if I was a Democrat female, I wouldn't date a Democrat man. I'd be like, I might be a Democrat, but ooh, girl, I would not date a Democrat man. Ooh, something about them. And I'm going to go get me one of those real men that might actually challenge me. Instead of talking about where we're going to protest this weekend, hon. Do you want me to get my vagina hat? I'll wear it. Okay. Yeah, nobody wants that guy. So now he's about to start clowning Democrat men, and Charlemagne's going to try to pretend that he's not one of them.
There's only one. I honestly like males only males like under 5'9" that identify as a Democrat. They're like, I am a Democrat, like 100%. So, exactly.
Oh, you hear him? You hear him try to exclude himself? Because first of all, he's short. Yeah, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Yeah, so Charlemagne, who's insane in the brain, is about 5'7", 5'6" himself. And you know what he slid in? I'm independent. I'm independent. No, you're not. We all know you're 100% Democrat. So he's talking about you. Yeah, we're going to clown you guys back into sanity. That's right. We're going to cap on you, parade you until you get right.
Registered as an independent, and I'm 5'6", 5'7" on a good day.
Exactly. It's a shorter guy thing. I don't know what it is. They just need protection.
I don't know if it's a shorter guy thing.
Have you met one dude 6'4" with a job who's just like, I'm a Democrat?
I would argue it's a gayer guy.
Oh, you can't say that, Charlemagne. You really gonna get it now. I'm surprised all the Dems ain't trying to shut you down, because that's their main base and stuff. The LGBTQT, all of that stuff. Ooh, you can't be saying that, even though the majority of gay guys do vote Democrat. And I'm just saying, transgenders and stuff like that. I'm just saying.
It's for bottoms. Democrats it's for bottoms. It is more of a bottom thing. Imagine you're on a date and the guy on a date is like, I'm a Democrat. I just love, I want to chop off everybody's and just put it in my mouth, or whatever Democratic rhetoric is. Democratic Party is for 5'8" and under men.
Oh, man.
And then it's for women like over 280.
Oh, wow. Well, guys, unfortunately, Charlemagne is trying to hold on to his dignity by claiming he's an independent. But speaking of people women that's over 280, I got to cover this story. I tried to avoid it. And it's sad, but yet it has there's a message. There's a lesson to be learned from this story right here, since he brought up women over 280. Yeah, if you haven't heard, there was a young lady who's a female rapper who decided to bring attention to something that happened to her. And because she wanted to bring this to the public's eye, then I feel that I have the obligation to cover it, because there's a lot more going on with this than what meets the eye. Because right now, this is what meets the eye, okay? So this lady right here, there you go, apparently was denied a Lyft ride because the Lyft guy said that she was too big to fit in the vehicle. Now, he only had a 4-seater sedan, and he was trying to be nice, which you'll hear. But this lady right here claims that I could have fit in it. Now, I'm going to try to be mature and talk about this. Okay. Normally, this would be free game. You know. But I'm going to try to bring some maturity to this, okay? So let's see what had happened. Okay. Here we go.
No space in my car is small.
My car
I
is
can
small.
fit in this car. But believe me, you can. Yes, I can. Believe me. So,
she said, I can fit in this car? Yes, I can. He said, no, believe me. Believe me, you can't. Yes, I can.
what am I doing with my money? I'm going to cancel it. You're not going to be charged. So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car? Yeah, you need to order a bigger car. What makes you think
you need to order a bigger car? Now, this right here is a perfect example of willful delusion. I mean, no self-awareness, okay? The fact that this man is even bringing this to your attention, and this is a problem, and you're not able for a second to say, okay, maybe there's some merit to what this guy is saying, considering this is probably the most uncomfortable situation for anybody to be in. Okay. I mean, who knows? She might have a condition that allowed her to get that big. I don't know. But if she is not suffering from some thyroid issues or something like that, and this is just a product of bad health and just eating to the point where you get this big, where somebody got to actually be like, I would love to take your money. See, this is what kills me about this, because this guy lost his job. You know, I'm sure he would rather be like, okay, cool, get in the car, let me get paid and move on to the next customer. The fact that this guy has to actually be like, oh my God, I know I would have had to be like, this is embarrassing. Now, just to put it in context, I watched Matt, what is his name? Matt, forget his name. But anyway, man, I can't believe I forgot. I was about to say Matt Gates, but it was Matt, anyway, the guy with the beard. Yeah, what is his name? Matt, it's gonna kill me. I'm not gonna be able to move on until I know it. Matt, come on, give it to me. Walsh. Thank you. There you go. I watched Matt Walsh's take on it, and he put it in perspective. This woman weighs 500 pounds. 500 pounds. And he said that is equivalent to a very well-fed female polar bear. Now, I know that sounds funny. At first, I was like, oh, Matt, man. But then it hit me for a second. If you pulled up and somebody had a 500-pound female polar bear and said, I'm going to put her in your car, you would have the same reaction. You would be going, man, that polar bear can't fit in my car. Are you kidding me? That mug weighs 500 pounds. Now, there are some, vehicles out there that is uncomfortable for me sometimes. Little small vehicles, knees up and tight and everything. But to try to put somebody in a small car like that weighs 500 pounds, and yet she feels like the guy has the problem, or he's being insensitive, rude, or whatever. And I'm saying that's this lack of self-awareness, man. I mean, you shouldn't want to bring this to the public's eye and claim you're the victim. All you're doing is highlighting you're the victim of really, really bad health habits. That's what you're doing. But instead of recognizing that and saying, I'm somewhat embarrassed that somebody got to ask whether I could fit in a vehicle. Instead of doing that, I'm going to say this guy got the problem. Okay, as if this dude want to be dealing with this. And see, this is what makes me mad when people in public berate people for having normal reactions to things. For example, the Mexican dude who was the manager at a restaurant, a drive-through, where the one transgender guy gets mad because he said one of the kids in the window misgendered him, and he parks in the line, holding up everybody, brings the manager out. I want to know what you got to do about this. And you know what? You think this guy wants to be dealing with that? I mean, he's trying to do everything he can to get the situation resolved and move on. But nope, you wouldn't let it. You just kept going. To the point where people say you're actually delusional. If you've seen that clip, you'll know at the end, the woman is like, you know what? Well, what do you see when you look at me? And the guy was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Listen, I just want to go back to work. No, I want to see what do you see when you see me? And she forced the dude to have to do it. He looked, okay, you want to know? You want to know what I see? I see a man. Okay, I see a man. See? And then turn the camera to himself. And I look like, that's a man, baby. A man. And I'm saying you're one of these people who are delusional. In your head, you don't see the problem. You're seeing yourself differently than everybody is. And nobody really wants to have to deal with an uncomfortable scenario like this. So for him to have to even do it, do you think he's just doing it to be mean? So let's continue here.
I can't fit in the car.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car? Now, I have a man truck out there, 4-door. I mean, this lady right here is walking around carrying a astronomical amount of, she's not just big, a little overweight, pudgy, to be carrying 500 pounds. Right now, I'm probably maybe 210, somewhere around there. Can you imagine me putting 300 pounds on my shoulders and walking around like that? I mean, I'm amazed that she can walk. See, I feel bad for her, but it's hard though because she has the wrong perception of her weight. She's glorifying it. She's like, look, I'm big and I'm proud and all this stuff, and that's cool, but you're also unhealthy. And there's people out there that is not telling you the truth. But this guy had to do it indirectly, uncomfortably, by saying, you can't get in my lift. That's a way of having to tell you that you let it go too much. So here she goes, of course, running to a lawyer that's going to be an enabler.
I have a bed that's more than this that I can fit in at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too busy in your car, so I gotta order another lift?
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Now, I'm glad this wasn't a straight white man. You already went on. The accent saved this guy. No, I don't. I have no place. No, very small tires. Imagine if he had pulled up like Bob. Hey, what the heck is going on here, man? What you think I'm going to do, stuff you in the trunk? You can't fit in this bit. I mean, if he was a Bob, oh my gosh. Every news network out there is definitely racism / So this right here is a product of this modern day mentality of causing a certain generation to be delusional about reality to the point where it becomes unhealthy for them mentally and physically, encouraging negative behavior and pacifying people to the point of you saying, you know what, this is dangerous, but I'm gonna make them feel good. I'm gonna go ahead, push my woke ideology and let them see themselves. See, this ain't just people who are overweight and are delusional. This is in all the categories. And this is an element that's in, the left, where they encourage people to embrace pretty much whatever and never deal with reality to a fault, to where it's like, okay, now, if you love somebody and you see them hurting themselves, you don't get caught up in no wokeness and be like, you're fine. It's kind of like somebody who's the reverse of her, anorexic. You don't tell them, yeah, you are a little pudgy. You might want to go ahead and stick your finger down your throat a couple more times. What? You only ate a jelly bean yesterday? That's too much. It's too much. Throw that jelly bean up. Yeah, I think you can live on air. Just eat a little air. One drop of water. You don't do that. You say, look, You're unhealthy. So this ain't just about obese people. Anybody in society that rational people are able to see and encounter that is doing something that's damaging to themselves, you don't say, continue. Here you are, full blown, you wake up drunk, you're drunk throughout the day, drunk when you go to bed, and people saying, hey, you know what, they're enabling you. You're a born alcoholic. I think you should embrace it. I think people should, no, you say, look, man, you got a problem, brother. Get yourself together. But look at this.
Yeah, I got no space in the bed.
Ding tells us she was just trying to get to a
Now, look at this. Look at this. I mean, that is fascinating. This woman weighs, let me see, if I'm 200, that's more than double me. More than double me. How in the world are you able to carry that much weight? See, this goes beyond your normal fat jokes and stuff like that. Her level of obesity is so unhealthy to where I'm going, how many years are being taken off your life right now as you speak, as you're walking? How in the world are you able to carry that much weight? And how did you get to the point where you're at? How did you get there? And why aren't you interpreting this correctly? Back in the day, you would go, man, I know I'm fat, and doctor told me I need to lose weight, and I should. I'm gonna go on a diet or something. Even if you're lying to yourself. I mean, I've seen people do that. I'm gonna go next year, I'm going on a diet because I don't want my heart to. People used to worry about their health. This woman, watch her attitude in response to this.
Detroit Lions watch party this month when her lift rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe it.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, like.
The drive.
Now, like I said, you got to put this in perspective. She's not your normal overweight. She is like, if she goes to thing on, SeaWorld, not SeaWorld, but the Kennywood or, anything, what ride could she get on? I mean, everything has a limit. And you got to be aware of it. But now they're going to make it a civil rights issue. Now, you got all kind of stuff where it's like, yo, you're too short to get on this ride. You're too tall to get on this ride. You're too fat, whatever. There are, limits to pretty much anything. But in her mind, her interpretation is, I'm not even going to stop for a second and consider my weight. It goes beyond your normal. Like, she's so big, it would be, it would almost be a crime to make jokes about her. Your normal fat, you'd be like, dude, that's why you so fat and this and this and that. This fat is scary fat. This is like, dude, are you okay? How did you carry that much weight around? That is double my weight, more than double my weight.
Driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
Every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car.
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
Now he's trying his best to be nice. Trying his best to just be like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. Some people force you to have to be rude. There was a girl years ago, I used to dance up in Pittsburgh. And I made an appearance on a local, TV show. And she remembered me from that. I'm out dancing, she was tender to the eye. But she recognized me. I thought, I know you from somewhere. Now, I don't mind being nice. I don't mind talking. We talked for a minute. I even danced with her, and then I walked away. And I'm like, okay, now, I'm hoping this is the end of it. But she caught me on the way out. I think the way, and I'm going, oh, shoot. See, don't make this uncomfortable for me. You know what I was thinking? Maybe sometime, and I'm going, Now you're going to make me say things that I don't want to say. I'm trying to be polite. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe sometime, like, I can call you, we can talk and stuff. And then I had to go straight up to the point. The niceness was over. And I'm like, well, listen, I don't know what your intentions are. If it's anything more than just friendly conversation, I'm not interested. And if you push me far enough, then I got to go, you know why? Because you're not my type. You're not my type. You're going to make me say this. Yeah, why didn't you just stop it? You couldn't read all the other cues. You keep digging, and then it's, you're not my type. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. It might hurt, but you couldn't pump the brakes. You couldn't stop and say, okay, I'm not reading the cues here. So now here she is. Why? Got my cane out, and he's doing everything he can. Besides just straight say, okay, you're fat. You're too big to fit in my car. This is my living here. Okay. She pushed him. So now here it is. You know, she keeps going. Why?
I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I done lost my mind, I think I left it at home. I ain't fighting to the top, I put my name on the throne. I've been chosen again, if she wants more, she a fan. If I lose $20, I'm just gonna again.
Yeah, Dank DeMoss out there busting rhymes. Now she got to be careful. See, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Anybody could drop dead of anything at any moment. But you have to be concerned. And if you don't see things in reality, you're going to get blindsided one way or another. Reality is going to hit you. You out there busting rhymes, working yourself up. You know what that ticker has to be going through? I mean, if anybody who loves her, they should not be, girl, embrace your heaviness, embrace your, they shouldn't be doing that. They should be going, I'm worried for you. Calm down. Don't be doing this. Don't be up there and you up here trying to bust rhymes and dance and I'm going, I'm scared for you. See, that's the crazy part. And instead of her looking at this and saying, I'm scared for myself, she's mad at everybody else for saying she's a big girl and yeah, you shouldn't have been able to get in the car.
Just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
So here we go. Here comes the folks that, of course, is going to encourage negative behavior. They're going to blame the Lyft guy, so they got a slimy lawyer. Yeah, he's coming out now all of a sudden, bringing civil rights into it. Here we go.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
Now, if your lawyer has a molette hanging down in the back, get yourself a new lawyer. He's a slime ball. Man, don't let me see a dang old lawyer with a mullet in the back. I'm like, are you rocking a molette? Yeah, I think I better get another lawyer. So this guy's willing to take any case. Instead of saying, by the way, I'm going to take your case and all, but you really are unhealthy. You might want to lose a little. Not him. It's a civil rights matter.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
No. See, you don't realize there are limits. If he came and pulled up and the dude was 8 feet tall, talking about, thanks for pulling up, but I'm trying to, and you're going, you're 8 feet. You can't fit in my car. Well, this is a civil rights. This is no different if I was black. No. You're 8 feet tall. This is a matter of geometry. But you're talking about civil rights. So here's the slime ball lawyer.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
That means this ain't just isolated to him. This is a problem, okay? Yeah, there are limits. That's why you can grab a bigger car. But if you're not aware, if you're not self-aware, like what you're about to see right here, because our society right now has given an outlet for insanity and delusion. Yeah, there's an outlet now. There's a whole subculture on the internet that is embracing this type of unhealthiness and getting mad at everybody else for recognizing it. See, so we got a serious problem right now, or should I say, they got themselves a serious problem. Listen to this lady. Watch this.
So, as a fat person, I often dread medical appointments because of blatant medical fat phobia.
Fat phobia. Blatant fat phobia. See the delusion? They're just like folks who say transphobia. And everybody's going, I'm not afraid of transgenders. I'm just aware that there's no such thing. But now all of a sudden, going to the doctor and the doctor being able to say, yeah, you need to lose weight. It's fat phobia. This generation wants people to validate all of their bad or negative behaviors. So now as a doctor, I got to sit back and watch you kill yourself because you are sensitive and you're saying fat phobia. So now instead of me doing my job, I got to go in and say, well, you look healthy and great, keep up the eating and all of that stuff. I might see you back next year if you make it.
The last OB appointment I went to, The provider blamed everything on my weight and told me that I needed to go on medication. That
blamed everything on my weight and needed to go on medication. I'm looking at you going, absolutely. I'm not a doctor, but I guarantee you, there's a lot going on in there. Something ain't working right on the inside. Everything in you is working double, triple, quadruple time right now. How long do you think your insides is going to be working at 100% level all the time? Heart pushing it like it's adrenaline shooting through it every day just to walk to the bathroom. But instead of her interpreting this the right way, this is the mind. First of all, she's a bleeding heart liberal. Listen to the terms she's using. See, watch this.
made me feel really terrible.
Made me feel really terrible.
This OB appointment that I just went to, I've been dreading, and the provider was amazing. She asked me what my pronouns are. She asked me about my name. She made me feel super comfortable, asked me about my trauma history so that she knew how to touch me in ways that were not harmful.
So basically, you find yourself a quack. That's what you did. You got rid of the real doctor who was keeping it real and trying to save your life, and you went and found somebody who would validate your nonsense, like Democrats. See? And they encourage this type of crap. They celebrate it. They sit back and they're, oh, yeah, that's right. You know what? Embrace all it. And I'm going, you don't encourage people to, if they got a delusional view of whatever's going on that could lead to hurting them, you don't encourage that. What are you talking about? Gender affirming care. If a kid thinks they're the opposite gender, you don't encourage that. That's delusion. That right there is, something that you say, hey, kid, that's not healthy. We're not going to cut off whatever. We're not going to give you no whatevers. Yeah, you grow out of this. Let's deal with reality. That's what a real doctor would do. So because we got folks in our society, a lot of them are leaders, instead of saying, yeah, you know what, we need to deal with this from a mental health first issue because you're not interpreting this correctly. You're mad at the doctor. You think everything is fine. So let's deal with your mentity first. Because if I don't deal with this, you're going to have to deal with your physical very shortly. But listen to her. This is the new doctor she got. This is the modern left.
She just was like, great.
It's a doctor telling her.
And I was crying before getting my blood drawn because I just never had good experiences with medical providers. And so.
Never had good experiences with medical providers or so. Now, that lady right there looks extremely unhealthy. Any doctor, as soon as she walks in, is going to immediately look and go, wow, this person right here is extremely unhealthy. Now, imagine this person saying, you recognizing that it's a fat phobia. Makes me feel bad. I would be I can't service you then, okay? I can't do my job. If that's what you're going to accuse me of, I would be doing you a disservice by sending you back out on the streets talking about everything looks great until you drop over from a stroke or a heart attack. So that rapper, unfortunately, got people in society like the slimeball lawyer with the mullet that now done went ahead and cost that guy his job. Lyft might get sued. And you got the girl all on the internets talking about everybody's trying to come at her like, because of her weight. And this, I'm going, you're advertising it. You're walking around with cut off shirts. You're celebrating it. You're using it to market yourself. And it's extremely unhealthy. And your interpretation is going to lead to something real bad. If you do win a lot of money, you might not live to even enjoy it. So people need to just be honest with her and say, look, we're worried about you. I could just straight cut on you. But honestly, I look at that lady and I'm going, she's a walking time bomb with that. Now, I don't know what's going on with Kev Ticker. I could be, about to check out. But, I'm not going to knowingly be looking at myself and go, man, Kev, you're looking sickly. You're looking this and that. But I'm just going to say everything's good. At least if I'm aware of it, I can try to deal with it. But according to her, everything's fine. So now, speaking of dealing with reality, we're going to close out tonight with a heavy dose of reality because the Don ain't playing. Donald Trump is like, look, man, we going to get these illegal immigrants up out of this funky joint. And the left is going crazy because he's about to send some of them to Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay. Let's hear what the left got to say about Guantanamo Bay.
Can we ask you a few questions here, please? Would you guys gaggle with reporters for a few moments?
Yeah, they like it like this. Like, yeah, what you want to say to us?
You are both the top immigration advisors to President Trump, in addition to Stephen Miller. He just announced that he's signing an executive order to put 30,000 detention beds at Guantanamo Bay. I know, Mr. Homan, you've talked about needing more beds, but how exactly would that work, and when do you expect it to open?
You know, that is something that the White House is working on, to use resources that we currently have there at Guantanamo Bay. So we'll go through the process. The worst of the worst is where that could be utilized. So that potential is there. We know we need the infrastructure. We're going after these guys.
But who would run that? DHS or the Pentagon?
What you probably don't know, there's already...
The hammer said, I'll field this one. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to step in. I'm chivalristic. I know you're a strong, independent woman. But let me go ahead and handle this. Let me go ahead and handle this right here. All right, before y'all get out of control.
The migrant center there has been there for decades. So we're just going to expand upon the existing migrant center.
Okay. See, now, instead of the left accepting that, just like those cages that Obama built was there, all we did was utilize the ones that Obama built. But it's different. It's different when Trump doing it, because it's motivated by racism and xenophobia and stuff like that. So now we already got a lot of these people down there, okay? And Trump said that it's going to be a place for the worst of the worst. Some of them that are so bad that we don't even trust sending them back to their country, because we don't even want to run the risk of them coming back to our country. That's how bad these people are. But they want to believe these are going to be concentration camps for just regular women. I was working outside with the strawberries and they grabbed me and they sent me to Guantanamo Bay and stuff like that. That's what they want you to think. So let's see how the left reacts to this.
How would logistics work for that? How would you get migrants down?
How would you get migrants down?
We fly them in Guantanamo, Coast Guard. They encounter people in maritime, they can take them straight to Guantanamo Bay. The worst of the worst, the significant public safety threats, we can fly them.
We're doing it. We're already doing it. Would that be more expensive?
But now everything's difficult. They want to know about all the details. How you going to get them there? I mean, how much money is it going to cost? Are you going to be able to fit them in there? And all of that stuff. Now, remember, guys, we're talking about the worst of the worst. The worst if we got to worry about your butt just coexisting in society or something like that, or sneaking back over, you're pretty bad. You're a bad hombre. Real bad hombre. But according to the left, they're all children of God. According to Nasty Pelosi.
Holding it out and using more resources.
Mr. Holman, what kind of civilian oversight would there be?
Civilian oversight?
Yeah.
The current civilian oversight that we have in our federal government today. We had an election in November that clearly said the American people don't want these criminals and dangerous individuals on our streets anymore.
And what's it to you? What's it to you? With civilian oversight. Now, if you're dealing with the kind of folks that need to be locked up in Guantanamo Bay, that civilian oversight, you want to make sure that all of those people, like the person who killed Laken Riley, that might be down there, are being treated with dignity. You want to make sure they're not being called the illegal immigrants. Just undocumented. I shouldn't have said that. Just undocumented. That's what the folks who don't have any legal right to any of our dang on, laws and all of that, our rights. I'm an American citizen. I deserve to be no. You're an illegal immigrant that probably did something so bad that we decided to, instead of deporting you immediately back to your country, we got to send you to Guantanamo Bay. But now here we go. The outrage starts.
If you are trying to actively hire illegal immigrants, if you think that's best, if you are trying to game the system, if you are trying to help someone break U.S. federal immigration law, I think if we're going to have a true crackdown on illegal immigration in this country, it has to involve everybody who's participating.
Everybody. So not only are the illegals, on the table, but the folks who enable them. Yeah, that's the other group. Yeah, we want companies going now. I can't hire you. I can't hire you, man. They look. If they catch you, they catch me. Now I know I've been getting away with paying you under the table for about 5 years. Now thank you for your service, but you got to go. You ain't gonna get me shut down. So yeah, they all need to be on blast as well. So now these people are always looking for a way to defend the illegal immigrants and find a way to shove them in our country and keep them there. It's never just good enough to say they're here illegally, they need to go. It's always, but here's a situation for them to stay. And what about this group of people? And these people aren't like the ones that they want to send them. Maybe there's a different, so they're always looking for ways to enable the situation. And now all of a sudden, we can't send them back. You know why, y'all? Because who gonna pick our strawberries? Who gonna do the slave labor almost that the Democrats are simply whining about? You know what? We need these people to wash our toes. Now, you don't hear Republicans saying that about these illegals. It's always Democrats who are talking about the lowest wage, the worst jobs in our country. And it's like only the illegals could do those. And then secondly, they try to pretend that the whole country is going to collapse if we don't have illegals. So now we have to be held hostage to illegal immigrants because they claim our whole economy is going to collapse with stupid overreactions and emotional responses like this lady.
I think you've raised a good point with this topic. And so employers and anyone else who's part of this pipeline, I think they ought to be put on notice. So has to play by the rule. Everybody has to play by the rules.
I don't want to hear that they're doing work that no one else will do. Talk to guys in the building trades, plumbers, contractors,
picking strawberries.
These building trades guys are being.
Here comes the Democrats, the elitist Democrats. That's the way they defend this, by using the racism of low expectations. These are liberals. They always degrade the people that they claim that they're defending and protecting. They always put them in the category of can't get right. That your little black people can't get IDs. They can't get on the internet. These folks are picking our strawberries and they can't get the real jobs, the big paying jobs and stuff like that. The ones that, you can walk around proud of and say you really done accomplished the American dream. The American dream for you guys is out there milking cows and washing pools. That's the American dream for you guys. And they don't realize how offensive this is. So now she brings in strawberries and stuff like that.
Hurt.
I can't
by
wait.
labor that shouldn't be here.
I can't wait until American women can't get blueberries for their smoothies. I cannot wait until there is a full crackdown on all small businesses, as if that's going to be the solution to the immigration problem. It is just going to put immigration-related issues further into the darker corners.
So let's just let it all exist, right? Let's go ahead and surrender to it. Let's go ahead and allow these people to just, be a subculture in our society. It's like we just accept it. They're going to come here and they're going to work the jobs that, for whatever reason, Americans just forgot how to do, or they can't do them, or could it be that it encourages businesses to not pay Americans because of people like you who say, let's go ahead and make sure we're just one paycheck, one small amount per hour away from slave labor. We're paying you, aren't we? Heck, look, Felipe, down in there, wherever you're from, what would you be making? $5.50 an hour? Look at that. Look, you'll be making what, $2 an hour? I'm paying you $3. I'm paying you $3, Felipe. Why are you whining? I was thinking maybe I can get the American dream. And I know the Americans, they usually make like $17, $18 when they're working construction. Hey. Now you're overstepping your boundaries, okay? You better be lucky that we're even getting, do I need to call immigration? No? Okay. So you'll take the $2 or $3 and give you an hour. That's what you'll do. And that's the American dream. That's what they want these people to do for us. And she's talking about blueberries. She didn't say lawyers. I can't wait for people to say, man, I need a good lawyer. And there's no lawyers there. Yeah, she's not bringing up jobs that are respectable in society like that. No. She's bringing up blueberry picking.
We're not going to see them. It's just going to become even harder to solve the problem. It doesn't make sense.
No, what doesn't make sense is you're trying to make this make sense. You're trying to come up with an excuse to justify keeping all these illegal immigrants here. And of course, doing jobs that I guarantee you, if they all went back, we would find a way to still get blueberries.
To punish individuals and people when there is a broken system.
A broken system that you don't want to fix. See, because it's working for all of these companies that are making a lot of money off the cheap labor. They like the broken system. And of course, it allows the Democrats to hopefully secure new voters since they're losing men and women. They're just losing American voters. So they're like, hey, these folks need to stay. So here goes Scott.
I mean, look, I think if you came here illegally and when you came, you did it, you broke the law, you have to understand it's a new day in America. And number two, I still think the case for total economic collapse, if we have some deportation, is totally overstated. I mean, it's obvious the priority is violent criminals and the second priority is people with existing deportation orders. I think it's the vast majority of what's going to go on for the next couple of years. And I don't think that's going to have any impact on the economy at all.
But I wonder about just acknowledging the role of undocumented people in the economy.
See? And the fact that we even have to acknowledge that is a problem. By acknowledging that, you also are acknowledging the broken system and the problem. Yeah, so what about acknowledging the role? I'm going, how did they get a role? How did they get a role in our economy? The illegals. How did they get to? You're bringing it up like it's a good thing. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a good question. How did they get a role in our society, in our economy like this? So that's what they're doing. And guys, now here comes all of these simple-minded people on the internet who's concerned about this Guantanamo Bay thing. Cue the waterworks, y'all. These are liberals. These are folks that suffers from TDS. Here's their perception, this painted by the media, of what's going to go on with these illegal immigrants that are violent enough to be sent to Guantanamo Bay.
They are opening up detention camps. I just want to rip my skin off at this point.
Do it!
I swear to God, every time I put my phone down, I think I can get away, and then I see something else that Donald Trump has done. Oh, so now you mean to tell me that he's going to be putting migrants at Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah. Every time I put my phone down, I pick it up and I see something else that Donald Trump has done. Yeah, you know what? This woman's going to have a nervous breakdown for the next 4 years. Because, see, according to the left in the media, everything Donald Trump does is a fire alarm, full-blown fire alarm. Once again, uninformed people like this, the Democrats in the media prey on. So now, because they're not able to differentiate between big problem and little problems, their blood pressure is going to go straight through the roof.
30,000 migrants at Guantanamo. Have we not seen this movie before? Have we not seen this one before?
Nazis.
On the ground. How are these not concentration camps?
I am Adolf Hitler, commander of the Third Reich. Little known fact, also 2 points of mine.
There it is. You already knew it. You knew it was coming. Soon as you talk about Guantanamo Bay, they're going to start these concentration camps. Let's go right back to, haven't we seen this before? So let me understand. You're thinking that Trump and his administration is trying to reestablish what took place in the 1930s with Hitler. That's where you see, it worked on someone. These are the vulnerables in our society, unfortunately. And they're getting on the internet, displaying it. I mean, hopefully they'll mature one day and look at how they interpreted what's going on and say, boy, I can't even believe I was that dumb. I'm on the internet like this is real. I didn't even stop to say, wait, who are they sitting there? These people are what? They did what? They deserve to be? Okay. But no, not according to them. They're all little angels.
Not a concentration camp. Because he says there's a detention center outside of the regular prison. He's just, okay, yeah, sure, I trust you. So in the press conference, he said that this is only going to be for the high-level criminals that are going to get detained.
Yeah, but you don't believe it. Yeah, you think bad orange man bad is going to go grab the kids. That's what he going to do. He going to go and grab the kids and send them there. That's right. Let's send all these little Nazi sympathizers right there. Let's send them all there. The kids. It's the women. Everybody pregnant or the kids. See, this is what's going on in her brain. All right. I guess you don't trust the fact that there are illegal immigrants running around our country that are dangerous enough to be put in Guantanamo Bay. Ask some of the victims of some of these folks. And if you ask me, people who did things like what he did to Lake and Riley, Guantanamo Bay is too good. If you ask me, I'm going, why waste the money on this dude? They ain't going it, but no, according to them, we want to make sure they're treated humanely and all of that.
But I don't think that they're going to be. Why would I believe you? I just heard a story about a Puerto Rican family getting detained because they were speaking Spanish in Milwaukee. People.
See, no details about that. No details about it. The Puerto Rican family, they just got detained because they were speaking Spanish and just say anything.
Are gonna get hurt. We have to stay on top of this. I hope you're taking some time off of your phone to get away from this, but this is awful. This is scary, and this is not normal.
And I'm barely even.
No, it's not normal that you can't process what's going on accurately. And it's not normal that you got people not able to interpret the current climate in the United States when it comes down to illegal immigrants. They're sitting back waving the whole fact that these folks are here illegally. Somehow, the leftists got these people embracing and accepting, just like the delusion with the heavy girl, accepting the opposite of right. It's like, you know what? I like the wrong. Give me the wrong version of it. I'm going to make it right in my head. Okay. So I guess in my head, the illegals are legal. That's what it is. So let them run around, take our jobs, take up our resources, all of the things. Just let them be for reasons.
Been speaking to U.S. citizens anymore. I'm more speaking to the United Nations. Donald Trump just said that he is building a 30,000 bed migrant detention center at Guantanamo Bay, where they keep enemies of the state. United Nations. Now
she's serious. You see that, y'all? She's thinking she's laying it down. She put the glasses down and everything. I'm being serious. Okay, I'm being serious. You want to know? You ready for this? You ready for this? She's about to tell on us, y'all. She's about to tell the UN to come in and do something about this. She don't realize how crazy she is.
Serious, because I cannot rely on American politicians at all anymore. At least I don't think so. If they start actually trying to make what sounds to me like, I can't even say it because this video will go nowhere. If they start making World War II-esque camps, are you guys going to come in and help? Who's going to make sure that this is not a new World War II?
We got a mental health crisis. I mean, we got delusional people walking around everywhere to the point where she's actually pretending she's concerned about this, and she's suggesting that they come in and invade the country to save the legal immigrants, murders, and other things like that are in Guantanamo Bay. Can't be helped. So we're going to end with another person who can't be helped. And that is none other than Mayor Conehead, who's about to get the hammer up there in Chicago. Now this guy, he's another one. Can't get right. You know what his delusion is? He thinks that he could withstand the hammer coming down on him. See, he's delusional about it. And so here he is trying to pretend to be tough. And he goes ahead and says one of the dumbest things I've ever heard him say.
So I think the worst part of this whole Guantanamo Bay detention camp thing is that we're moving detention centers, detainment camps for migrants away from U.S. territory, away from where journalists have access to report on what's happening, the conditions that these people are being detained in. We're essentially just going to have a blackout on that kind of information here.
You see why the Democrat Party is losing voters? These are their voters. I mean, every one of these people are just lunatics, it seems like. Just weird airheads. The grievance, everything's a problem. I mean, they're not common sense people. You see the bulk of their support and you go, wow, I don't know if I want to be affiliated with these people thinking like this in my crew. Okay? All right? You don't want a gang and you got a section of your gang that is very gentle and soft, don't make good choices. You're like, man, we're supposed to be hard. We got you all over there with no bass in their voice, always talking about this ain't right. When we go out there with the sharks and stuff and do our little beat it scene. We shouldn't be doing that. The gang is going to be like, you're making us look bad. So now These are the Democrat voters. I'm going, geez, oh man, if I'm just a regular Democrat man and I'm listening, I'm going, we got a problem with these illegal immigrants. Why are y'all defending us? And so it's not just these voters. It's people like the chick with the eyelashes and AOC and all of them. They're echoing the same kind of crap.
And this is a place that has already been known to make its detainees go through like the most serious, horrific forms of torture that you could even imagine. And I encourage you to look at the Wikipedia page and see what's been done to the people held at Guantanamo. Because laws, US laws and rights don't apply to people there because it's not on US territory.
Well, considering these people aren't US citizens, I mean, that doesn't apply to them. But nonetheless, you're still leaving out the fact that these are the worst of the worst that will be there. So maybe we should go ahead and stick you in there to walk amongst them and comfort them. I'm here for you. I want to let you know I'm not have a phobia of illegal immigrants. I'm just going to show everybody that you're nice and kind. Wait, why are you guys looking at me this way? Why are you looking? What do you got? Could you back up? Could you back up? These are the worst of the worst, but not according to these people. So now let's go ahead and move to Mayor Conehead like I promised. Because
this is 1,000% a concentration camp.
Oh,
There's no doubt about it.
Geez,
and
man,
the worst part is we just won't know what these people are going to have to go through.
4 sanctuary cities are under federal investigation for their immigration policies. A letter sent to the mayors of Denver, Chicago, New York City, and Boston requesting all to testify on Capitol Hill next month.
Yes, excellent. Excellent, Smithers. So now we ain't playing no more. Yeah, the first time around, Trump had to work around and deal with these knucklehead sanctuary cities. Now we're calling for an investigation. Bring them in. Let's talk about this stupidity. Yeah, let's grill you guys on why you guys are protecting some of these people who should be in Guantanamo Bay. And Mayor Conehead is on that list.
Now, an exclusive one-on-one conversation with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. He calls President Trump's actions today unprecedented and the House investigation into sanctuary cities disingenuous. Why wouldn't you go to D.C.?
Well, I've gone to D.C. multiple times.
Right? Look at the guy. Now he wants to play dumb. Act like he don't know the context of the question. I've been to D.C. plenty of times. Now you're going to see the hammer, though.
Occasion. Well, because here's the thing. The people of Chicago want to have a far broader conversation. In this.
Yeah. What people? See, these are things you're making up, Cone. Yeah. You're sitting back talking about that. See, I'm going to go ahead and insert this and try to include all the Chicagoans like this is a united front. Whereas I see those people in Chicago furious with you, calling you names, saying that Negro needs to be the first to go to jail. That's what I see. I don't see a united front. Yeah, all of the crazy TDS is over, man. Y'all blew that when you stuffed all these illegal immigrants into those same neighborhoods that y'all would tell everybody, Donald Trump and all these white folks. And now all of those same folks are going, we agree with Trump. Why are you protecting these people? Don't include me in that mess. The people of Chicago. So here he is now. The people of Chicago, they love it, I guess.
This moment.
But this representative wants to have a very specific conversation with you.
Well, I find that to be, disingenuous quite.
Why? Just making up stuff. Just saying stuff. I find it to be disingenuous. He's the worst of all times. His ratings is in the tank. So now all of a sudden it's disingenuous just because we want to ask you about why the heck are you protecting illegal immigrants? I think it's very genuine.
Frankly, when the people of Chicago say that they want affordability, that's why we're building more affordable homes.
What the heck is that got to do with? Do you see this cat? Oh man, what time are you going to be at work today? Man, see, shoot, man. You know what? The problem is like sometimes you know when it's snowing outside, you just got to shovel the snow, and nobody likes to shovel the snow, but the snow needs to be shoveled. And he's, what did you just jump past the question? So now he's talking about building housing. Dude, you know why he don't want to go up there to the Capitol? He's going to get shredded. Can you imagine Jim Jordan in his grill? Marge Green. I mean, they are going to shred this dude to pieces. So here he is. If this is his logical way of trying to get around this, and he's going to get destroyed. And I am going to be sitting right in front of the internets with a big box of popcorn. So now here he goes.
What do you make of reports that Representative Comer may compel you and your fellow mayors to come by way of subpoena?
Watch his reaction. He looks concerned.
Well, again, the Trump administration has control over the House, the Senate, the judicial branch of government. This is really an incredible derelict of duty in this moment.
He's an idiot. A derelict of duty? What does that have to do with anything? The man asked you, what are you going to do if you get subpoenaed? That Trump got the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, and this is a derelict of duty. Duty for what? I think this is showing their duty by bringing you up there and making you explain why is it that you're okay with illegal immigrants running around your city. And why are you protecting them and blaming all the rest of the Chicagoans, talking about they all on board with this crap, I guess. So now he ain't answering nothing. He don't want to go up there, y'all. You know he don't.
Are you leaning towards going?
I'm not quite sure if this is the forum in which that could take place, but we're going to review that letter.
What you talking about, the forum out there where this could take place? What are you? It's almost like he had a slight stroke trying to answer the question, not making any connections. I mean, I don't think this the right place because he knows he's going to end up forcing them to send that subpoena to his raggedy butt and drag him up there. And he is probably going to be the number one mayor that gets embarrassed out of all of these folks. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to love it.
For all the bluster around what's going on, the folks here illegally, the people who fit the category of they are here illegally and they are violent offenders, is there some value to the federal government getting them out of the Chicago machine?
Now watch this. This is how woke this dude is. He's not even able to say it's value for ICE to come in and get the criminals out. Look how he tries to frame it.
Well, that's their responsibility. That's their job.
So there is value there.
Well, look, every administration has done this. That is their responsibility and their job. All we're simply saying is that our local police department will not dub as federal agents. It's not their responsibility. That's the responsibility of the federal government.
Okay, so now, if any of these illegal immigrants have committed some serious crimes on your citizens there, you're telling me that, hey, regular police have no obligation to turn them over to ICE. That let ICE catch them. Yeah, leave them in our communities to endanger our citizens, okay, and leave it up to ICE to protect them. When our local police had these people and could have turned them over to ICE, but because you don't want to coordinate with ICE for some reason, you talking about that's up to ICE. Let ICE do it. We ain't gonna work with them. That's why your butt needs to go straight up there to the Capitol and testify. Now watch his response to them talking about a subpoena. This is fascinating.
If I could just follow up.
Oh, yes,
I was just trying to clarify something. Yesterday, your corporation counsel was stepping in to address the issue about whether you'd go to Washington. When I reached out to the committee, I was told that the chairman of this committee who wants you to testify about Sanctuary City expects you to be there, and if not, they will use whatever means they have available, including subpoena power, to require you, to compel you to be there. Will you go voluntarily, or will they have to be forced to compel you?
Yeah. Drag his tail by that cone on top of his head, straight to Washington, kicking and screaming. If the hammer himself got to come down, grab that mug, squeeze it so tight where it looked like a ponytail. Like he got a little afro puff sitting up there on top of that person's fist and drag his nasty stinking tail all the way up to Washington and sling him in there. Now get in there and testify, buddy. So now watch this dodge that is going to go down in history. So now watch him think about it. He's like, okay, what do I say? I'm going to go on the biggest redirection rant of all times about a whole bunch of nothing. Instead of saying, yep, if they subpoena me, I'm going to drag my nasty stinking butt right on up there. So here we go, y'all. Watch his face, though, before he starts. You see that look right there? This guy. Easy, buddy. Watch your words. You better not talk about I ain't going nowhere. Okay, you better not be saying that about the hammer, okay? So here he comes. Let me come up with the biggest bunch of race baiting, crazy behind, nothing to do with what that guy just asked.
I wish the next time you talk to the committee chair, ask him if he would be interested in doing a hearing on how reparations can transform people's lives.
Somebody need to study this guy's brain. Can you imagine, like, how did this guy get in? Even liberal voters up there probably would hear something like that and go, this guy's crazy. You go from, are you going to go up there if you get subpoenaed to ask the committee, have they considered studying? I would think he's mentally special. I would be going, we might need to get some help for you. Did you just not hear what I asked you? And you talking about some study and reparations, and he's thinking this is getting the hammer off his back. Watch this.
Just ask him. But here's what I'm getting at.
People ask.
This oversight committee, of all the things that they want to have sight over, they should look at the White House right now.
What does the White House have to do with reparations? See, this is the stuff, man. He's going to go down as the worst of all times.
That White House is being ran in one of the most raggedy forms of government that I've ever seen.
Man, he's laughable. The misplaced blame, raggedy forms. And I'm thinking, you done ran Chicago into the ground to where I got to call it Chicago. Okay, crime every single week. Folks looting, legal immigrants everywhere, sleeping in the thing on police station, begging folks for more money for your illegals. And you're talking about the White House. Now, your ratings is in the 30s, the low 30s, whereas Trump right now, everybody is saying he's doing a great job. But this guy is just making stuff up. He's the kid that you say, hey, did you break that vase? Tony said yesterday that he don't like eating Cheerios. And he was like, maybe mom and dad could get us some Frosted Flakes. From what? That's not what I asked you about the vase. So the dog was outside barking, and I was like, shut up, Ricardo. And the dog said no and kept barking. And then I said, I better feed him. Anyway, I'm about to go upstairs and go to sleep. No, you're not going anywhere. I want to know about that vase. You're talking about nonsense. So now he's talking about things are being run horribly up there. Everybody knows what this is. This is a straight dodge because he knows that subpoena's coming.
If anybody is questioning whether or not what our country would look like had the Confederacy won, there should be no question now.
I'm almost embarrassed I'm sitting there going, am I watching a parody? Did this guy just say, if anybody wants to know what would happen if your party that you support, because they were the Confederacy, everybody knows now. So let me understand. Now you're going back to slavery. So this guy don't realize that. Now he's thinking, this is working. He's like, I'm getting them off my back. I'm gonna hit him with some black stuff, throw in some racism, some, you know what I'm saying, some Civil War stuff, get him up off my back, because I'm black.
They want us to be afraid. Do not be afraid, Chicago.
Just saying stuff.
Whether it's an invitation or a subpoena, I'm always going to stand up for the interests of working people.
No, you're not. Now, you're standing up for the interests of your precious illegal immigrants, okay? Because the people in Chicago wants these people gone, okay? But now he's trying to make it seem like he's a freedom fighter. Standing up for the working people. You should have said stand up for American citizens. But now all of a sudden he's back to slavery. He's talking about reparations.
And I will not be intimidated by some weak individual who won't stand up to an individual who believes he's a supreme being right now.
What the crap? This guy, I would be embarrassed to be a Chicagoan. Hey, dude, where you from? Me? I'm kind of farther down, like right towards the I'm Missouri, kind of almost in Missouri. Like where? Do you know that one space between like Illinois and? But I'm like right on the border. It's a small place. It's a small. You probably won't even notice it. It ain't even on the map. It ain't. I would be embarrassed, man. Especially if I voted for this dude. So now all of a sudden, this guy just said this out loud, and then here's the kippers coming.
You're worried about Chicago? Look in your front yard. We have a president right now who is obfuscating his responsibilities that should be very clear.
You don't know. He's just making this up in his mind as he's going. He's just saying, I got to get him off my back. Yeah, I know that subpoena's coming, but now I'm going to racism, and we got a president right now who's making it, he's doing bad things and stuff, and then racism and, Hitler too.
Based upon the Constitution.
Look, trying to get a little preaching in his voice. So I'm going to back all you reporters up off me by going into my little black rhythmic speech, raising my voice like I'm Martin Luther King. The more they come here and look at Chicago, it is like they don't even see us as black people. We don't try to get us off your back with that black mess.
He is rejecting the Constitution of the United States of America.
Says the guy who is harboring criminals. I hope this guy gets blasted up there. I want to see him embarrassed beyond. I want to see that mohawk part right down the middle. That's what I want to see in shame. Man, this guy is a mess. Oh my goodness, man. I hope they replay this while he's at Congress. This right here was your asinine response to the subpoena. You're telling us we need to study reparations. We want to study why all these illegal immigrants are running around Chicago.
America. And if they want to have a real discussion about undocumented individuals who are criminals,
oh my God,
they should look at the very individuals who enslaved my people and colonized this land.
Oh man, how can anybody take this dude seriously? If they want to talk about, they just look at the people who colonized. What people are you talking about? I mean, see, so wait, let me understand this, Mayor Conehead. You're the mayor for all white folks, black folks rather, that's it? So now you're talking about the Trump administration. When you say the people who colonized, I guess you're referring to all white folks then, right? That's what you're doing, you're referring to all white folks. How can anybody that isn't a brainwashed black person, because a lot of black people up there see right through this guy, but how can any white person there think that this dude got their best interests in mind when he's up here talking about the same people who colonized and enslaved my people? And any white person in Chicago should be going, I had nothing to do with that, but you're referring to white people basically. So now what? I got to walk around responsible for who enslaved my people. This dude needs to be recalled immediately. Unbelievable.
Whether there is an invitation or a subpoena, the people of Chicago will not be intimidated.
There it is. Now you want to go ahead and pretend that everybody's on your side and supports your shenanigans, supports that shite. The people of Chicago will not be intimidated. Don't try to invoke the support of the people when you know you're responsible for this tragedy up there. And I want this guy, like I said, to be embarrassed. I want them to rip into this guy.
Or threatened by any individual who is unwilling to look in their own front yard of what the real threat to our democracy lies. Thank you all very much.
And he thinks he dropped it.
That is one big pile of
shite. Absolutely. That's the biggest pile of shite I have ever seen a politician lay. And that's saying a lot. That's about as bad as, I thought I'd seen it all when Nasty Pelosi had the nerve when they asked her about getting her hair did. And she said to her, an apology, if anything, she should be apologizing to me. If I'm guilty of anything, it's because I was set up. I mean, that right there was a pile of shite in redirection. But Lisa stayed in the right context. Lisa addressed the situation. This guy went into slavery, the Confederacy, reparations. I mean, so he's going to deserve every bit of the lashing. You want to talk about slavery? Yeah, I hope you get your butt whooped up there on Congress, man, so I can sit back and laugh. I want him to bring that same type of shite right there up there when he's talking. I want him left on the internets forever for being berated, for being one of the most corrupt, stinking, dumb behind politicians in the business. If that dude is the mayor of Chicago, I'm a shoo-in. Man, this is unbelievable, man. So there you have it, guys. That is Mayor Conehead at his best. And he probably should have taken a, one out of the playbook of Mayor Coconut up there in New York. You know what I'm talking about. He was Mayor Peanut. Now he's Mayor Coconut because he's starting to talk like he got some sense. In fact, he was talking to Tucker and even talked about how I didn't lead a Democrat Party. The Democrat Party left me. See, they just drove Coconut to the right. Actually, what drove Coconut to the right is he want that pardon. Now, Coconut is up there in New York talking about, yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to meet with y'all down at Mar-a-Lago and we can talk about how we can get these illegals out. But can we also talk about how we can get the pardon? It's still on the table, right? It's still, okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so we're going to round him up. He's about to sell all those illegals out for that pardon. You best believe it. He's like, look, man, Democrat Party stuck it to me. Yeah. So therefore, I'm going to sell them all out. Dang on, I don't love no illegals like that, okay? I want my pardon. So God bless y'all. Somebody said this live stream was fun. It was. Man, I tell you, I can laugh at these Democrats. They don't even realize how stupid they appear to regular, normal people. Them and the media. It's like they're oblivious. And a lot of their voters, when they get on there, they're sending them to Guantanamo Bay. This right here is the concentration. I'm going, y'all don't realize how normal, common sense people see you? Well, I'm here to let them know how we see them. So God bless y'all. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Share my videos. Hopefully they won't work me too hard tomorrow. And I'll be back same time, same place for some more action. Okay. And if you want to, you can support the channel by checking out Kevin's Corner Store. And you could simply give to my Cash App or my PayPal if you want to support the channel as well. You can support it by liking and subscribing to my alternative channel. And other than that, we will see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner, man. Boy, I tell you. Oh, don't forget, text MAGA to that number too. Oh boy, Mayor Conehead. He's a treat. This is Star City. North Carolina, hands around y'all throats. I know you see the way we tear up the place. Yeah. Take care.